moment's time. Well, as the guests make their way through, they will be passing through a guard, if you like, of Kouroi. Here they are. These are ancient Greek sculptures, always male, representing athleticism, freestanding statues in the ancient times. We will be seeing these Kouroi later on. And waiting for us at the temple. The priestesses featuring the high priestess as well. The artistic director of the flame lighting ceremony, and the choreographer Artemis Ignatiou, who will in a few moments' time formally, there she is, and she will strike the drum that will formally begin the torch lighting ceremony. The distinguished guests led, of course, by the President.
Και τα αγάλματα που θα σμιλεύονταν προς τιμήν τους και τοποθετούνταν στην Ιερή Άλτη, εκεί όπου μόνον οι θεοί...
This is always a very magical moment, the official Olympic flame lighting ceremony. In ancient Olympia, of course, the flame was lit throughout the duration of the games, and that is the continuity that we're seeing in the modern era as well. Once this flame is lit, it will not be extinguished until the closing ceremony in Paris. The dish you can just see there in front of the artistic director, Artemis Ignatiou. Just caught a glimpse of it there. That is the parabola that will concentrate the rays of the sun, the flame can be lit here in front of the Temple of Hera, dedicated to the Queen of the Greek gods, Hera. It's one of the most impressive of the buildings that remain here on this ancient site. Originally built approximately 590 BC. Stood until an earthquake in the early 4th century. Artemis Ignatiou has been the art director and choreographer here since 2008, and was first here as a priestess in 1988. She strikes the drum. That is the signal for the priestesses to make their way into position for the lighting of the Olympic flame. Of the 750 or so buildings that have been identified at this site, the Temple of Hera is one of the most dramatic and awe-inspiring. There's a temple to Zeus too, but that was completely flattened by that earthquake in the early 4th century. So on the signal, the priestesses will make their way to their positions. Amongst the priestesses are the high priestess and the estadia, which is the priestess who is the keeper of the flame. It's Joanna Strati who is the estadia. The flame will be kept in that urn. Costume design for today's event is by the world-renowned fashion designer, the Greek-born Mary Katransou, who has lived and worked in London and has come up with these extraordinary design today, which just represents the Greek columns. You can see it so clearly. A wonderful piece of design as the priestesses make their way to their positions. The high priestess is Mary Mina. Ahead of the lighting of the torch, the high priestess will ask Apollo, the god of the sun, for his assistance in lighting the torch.
Ιερά σιωπή, να ηχήσει όλος ο αιθέρας, η γη, η θάλασσα και οι πνοές των ανέμων, όροι και τέμποι, σιγήστε, ήχοι και φωνές πουλιών, παύσατε, για τη μέλη να μας συντροφεύσει ο Φίβος, ο Φωσφόρος βασιλεύς. Απόλλωνα, Θεέ του ήλιου και της ιδέας του φωτός, έστειλες τις ακτίνες σου και άναψες την ιερή δάδα για τη φιλόξενη πόλη του Παρισιού. Και εσύ, Δία, χάρισε ειρήνη σ' όλους τους λαούς της γης και στεφάνωσε τους νικητές του ιερού αγώνα.
And the priestesses, along with the
Στα πλάνα που είδατε,
priestess and the
να
estiada, will now
πρέπει να σας
proceed
πω
into the arena.
πριν λίγες ώρες, διότι σήμερα οι καιρικές
They will
μετεωρολογικές
be followed by the kouroi
επέτρεψαν
and then the distinguished guests
πραγματοποιήθηκαν πριν λίγες
for the
ώρες
next part of the ceremony.
με την ίδια ιερή τελετή. Και αυτή η φλόγα θα φύγει, θα διασχίσει την Ελλάδα και θα φύγει στην Γαλλία σε λίγες μέρες. La flamme qui a été allumée pour Paris 2024, cette cérémonie, ce que vous venez de voir à l'antenne, a été tournée il y a quelques heures, car aujourd'hui, les conditions climatiques et le ciel et la lumière d'Apollon ne nous ont pas permis de finir cette cérémonie et d'allumer la flamme comme le voulait la tradition. Cela étant, la flamme a été allumée selon le rite de la grande prêtresse et des prêtresses avec cette incantation à Apollon, Dieu du soleil et de l'idée de la lumière, donne-nous et allume-nous la flamme sacrée. Είσοδος προφιέρειας μέρης μηνά ιεριών και κούρων με
So
την
the sacred flame is a light
το αρχαίο στάδιο.
and is
Entry of the high
brought
priestess
through
Mary
into
Mina, priestesses and
the
Kurim,
arena.
with the Olympic flame in the ancient stadium. Entrée de la flamme olympique dans le stade antique accompagnée de la grande prêtresse Marie Mina.
And we will now be joined with the children with the olive branches.
Φωτογραφία ιεριών
The
και
olive
κούρων
branch, of
με
course,
την
the
πληροφόρηση
international symbol of peace and reconciliation.
Τεχνική διεύθυνση και χορογραφία Άρτεμις Ιγνατίου. Μουσική σύνθεση Δημήτρης Παπαδημητρίου. Ενδυμασίες Μέρη Κατράντζου. Choreography by priestesses and Kuri entitled Rostel of Sacred Silence. Artistic direction and choreography Artemis Ignatiu. Music composition Dimitris Papadimitriou. Costumes Mary Katranzou. Chorégraphie des prêtresses et kouros intitulée Frémissement du silence sacré. Direction artistique et chorégraphie Artemis Ignatiou. Composition musicale Dimitris Papadimitriou et la création des costumes est signée Mary Katranzou.
There will be additional choreography now ahead of the beginning of the torch relay, which will conclude this Olympic flame lighting ceremony, of course. The kouroi will follow the high priestesses begin their choreography now, which symbolises the various Olympic disciplines, which will be very recognisable. There will now be a second piece of choreography with the High Priestesses. And the sacred flame will now be brought by the High Priestess. And awaiting its arrival is our first torchbearer. The flame will make its journey around Greece before departing later on for France. And of course, it will all culminate in the lighting of the Olympic cauldron during the opening ceremony in Paris. Preceding the torch lighting, the High Priestess will read a poem.
Mater, ο Χρυσοστεφάνων αέθλων, Ολυμπία, δέσποινα Λαθίας, ειν αμάντιες άνδρες, εμπείρις τεκμερώμενοι, παραπηρώνται Διός, αργή κεραύνου, ήτιν έχει λόγων, ανθρώπων, περιμεωμένων, μεγάλαν αρετάν θυμών λαβήν, των δε μόχθων, Απνοάν, Απόλλωνα, Θεέ του ήλιου και της ιδέας του φωτός, έστειλες τις ακτίνες σου και άναψες την ιερή δάδα για τη φιλόξενη πόλη του Παρισιού και εσύ, Δία, χάρισε ειρήνη σ' όλους τους λαούς της γης και στεφάνωσε τους νικητές του ιερού αγώνα.
Παράδοση της Ολυμπιακής φλόγας από την Προθιέρεια στον πρώτο λαμπαδιδρόμο Χρυσό Ολυμπιονίκη, Στέφανο Τούσκο.
So the first torch is officially alight. And our first torchbearer is Stefanos Douskos.
Olympic champion in rowing Stefanos Douskos. Remise de la flamme olympique par la grande prêtresse au premier porteur de la torche, Stefanos Douskos, champion olympique d'aviron.
Τίνελα, ω Καλλίνικε, τίνελα.
Before he commences his journey, we will have the release of the white dove, of course, the universal symbol of peace.
Αναχώρηση πρώτου λαμπαδιδοδρόμου για το μνημείο Pierre de Coubertin, έναρξη Ολυμπιακής λαμπαδιδοδρομίας σε λίγα δευτερόλεπτα.
So the torch was lit at the exedra there. That is that stone structure you can see there with the sacred flame on it at the moment. In ancient Olympia, that was where the judges sat to adjudicate at the various games that were held here.
La grande prêtresse, les couros et les prêtresses, après le frémissement du silence, cette magnifique chorégraphie, le frémissement du silence sacré quitte le lieu de la cérémonie et le stade antique. Et nous allons maintenant assister au départ du premier porteur de la torche vers le monument érigé en hommage à Pierre de Coubertin. Voici le début du relais de la flamme olympique. Έναρξη Ολυμπιακής Λαμπαδιδρομίας.
So whilst the high priestess and the priestesses depart, we will now have the beginning of the torch relay with Stefanos Douskos receiving that honor. It is always a Greek athlete who begins the torch relay, and he will hand over to an athlete representing the host nation. So Stefanos Douskos will make his way now to the Pierre de Coubertin monument. He will hand over to the second torchbearer. Such a huge honor this for any of the torch bearers. Stefanos Douskos, the 27-year-old who is Greece's only ever Olympic gold medalist in rowing. He achieved the feat in the men's single sculls in Tokyo in a Olympic record time of 6 minutes 40 seconds 0.45. It was his second appearance in the Olympic Games as he just passes the start line at this ancient stadium. He competed in Rio, coming 6th in the lightweight coxless fours, two-time European silver medalist as well. He will make his way up to the de Coubertin monument, where the heart of the father of the modern Olympic movement is buried. And this torch will make its way around Greece for the next 11 days, covering a length of around 500 kilometers. Well, Stefanos Douskos will be the first torchbearer. He will be followed by 599 more. The final torchbearer will be Ioannis Fontoulis, the silver medalist in Tokyo from water polo. And that will be at the old Panathinaik Stadium in Athens in 11 days' time for the official handover to the French Olympic Committee. But first, Stefanos Douskos will make his way to the de Coubertin monument, where waiting for him is the French swimmer Laure Manadou. So Stefanos Douskos will make his way to the monument, salute it, and then make his way to the second torchbearer. And he will now turn and make his way and hand the torch along with the olive branch to the second torchbearer. Some torchbearers will have more ground to cover than others, but the average will be around 200 meters for each torchbearer over the course of these next few days. And here is the handover. Yep, we're alight. Stefanos Douskos has done his part, and now it will be the legendary swimmer Laure Manadou of France to continue the relay. A three-time Olympian, Laure Manadou, in 2004, 2008 and 2012. It was in Athens in 2004 that she really achieved sporting immortality, winning gold in the 400 meters freestyle. France's first ever female swimming gold medalist, and France's first swimming medalist since 1952. Not only that, she added a silver medal in the 800 meters freestyle and bronze in the 100 meters backstroke to become only the second French woman ever to win 3 medals at the same games, following in the footsteps of Micheline Ostermeier, who achieved that feat in London in 1948. Although she was a 3-time Olympian, it was in 2004 that she achieved all her medals, the perfect set of gold, silver and bronze. But her achievements certainly didn't stop there. A 3-time World Championship gold medalist, over 2 World Championships in 2005 and 2007. No less than 9 European gold medals over the course of 3 European Swimming Championships. Not only that, a world record holder in both the 200 meters and the 400 meters. It's time for her to pass it on now to our third torchbearer. And what a moment this is for Margaritis Schinas, the Vice President of the European Commission, a role he has fulfilled since December 2019. And a very special moment for him, because in March of 2020, he was one of only a very few people who participated in the Tokyo 2020 Olympic torch replay, which began but had to be cancelled because of the COVID-19 crisis. He was the third torchbearer that day as well, taking over from the Greek shooter Anna Kurakaki, who had handed it on to the Japanese marathon runner Mizuki Noguchi. Once again, he is the third torchbearer, and he is the last one we'll see here at this Olympic flame lighting ceremony, which is reaching its conclusion. We've already seen the departure of the priestesses, but the torch has only just started making its way around Greece. 500 kilometers, as I say, over the next 11 days. Whilst the torch is making its way, the Hellenic President Katerina Sakelaropoulou and many of the distinguished guests are leaving ancient Olympia as well, as we will be soon. The countdown is officially on now for the 33rd Summer Olympic Games, Paris hosting for the 3rd time, joining London in that achievement. And some symmetry in that it's been exactly 100 years since Paris last hosted a Summer Olympics, having hosted their first one in 1900, which was the second of the modern Olympic era. A very proud moment for France.
Η Ολυμπία λάμπει σκιάζοντας κάθε άλλο αγώνα. Τα λόγια είναι του λυρικού ποιητή Πινδάρου και ταξιδεύουν μέσα από τους αιώνες για να μας υπενθυμίσουν πως οι μεγάλες ιδέες δεν πεθαίνουν ποτέ. Καλό ταξίδι στην Ολυμπιακή φλόγα. Καλή επιτυχία στο Παρίσι 2024. Σας στέλνουμε την αγάπη μας. Bonne chance à Paris 2024!
Allez la France, que la flamme olympique qui sillonnera la France soit un symbole de lumière, de paix et d'envie de surpasser ses limites, car la France peut le faire. On se retrouvera à Paris. Je ne sais pas si vous serez là, Madame Angelopoulou. Vous aviez fait Athènes 2024 avec succès. Rendez-vous à Paris pour 2024. Bonne chance à tous. Vive la flamme olympique.
So that almost concludes our Olympic flame lighting ceremony. The torch is on its way. The torch procession is officially open, and we will next see it at the Panathenaic Stadium in Athens for the official handover. It's been a wonderful occasion once again here at Ancient Olympia, and the countdown to the 33rd Summer Olympic Games is now officially underway.
Δεν ακούω ρε μαλάκα. Δώσε εσύ.
Α, ναι. Το έχω ψώνιο. Α, τότε μου φέρνεις στο σπίτι.
Ξανατηλεφωνιόμαστε.
Θα τη συμμετώξει και το κάτω.
Και ξανατηλεφωνιόμαστε.
Ναι.